All right. Everybody pledge the flag? Yep.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, has everybody had a chance to review the minutes from last month? Are there any questions, corrections?
And you'll be voting on those 2 corrections I sent out, so.
Okay. If not, I will take a motion for the secretary to file them.
So moved.
Motion by Bill,
Second.
second by Deb. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And before regular public comment, we'll bring you up, sir. Or, yeah, you're good right there, too. Yep, you're standing, yep.
So I won't take too much time of you tonight, but so from January up to this point, we've had 8 criminal investigations, 7 criminal arrests, about 5 crimes against a person, and 1 property investigation. So just to break that down a little bit more, what that means, we had. So out of those 8 investigations, 5 of those criminal arrests or investigations were assaults that arrests were made. And those were primarily domestic violence assaults. So it was more like isolated household incidents that were going on. So nothing that the public would necessarily have to be worried about. In addition to that, the couple of crimes against society were like DUIs. We had a DUI and maybe a criminal mischief, like maybe a mailbox was damaged. And that's pretty much it, all we had in Seven Valleys Borough. I mean,
oh, that sounds like a lot.
it sounds like a lot, but in comparison, trust me, it's pretty good. Let's put it that way. I mean, a lot of it we'll take credit for if you want to give it to us, but a lot of it also has to do with the residents here. Yeah. Obviously, you guys are taking care of each other, so that's good.
Could I just get your name for the minutes?
Yeah, my name is Corporal Harold Fleming, Harold. Last name is Fleming.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
Anybody, council, anybody in attendance have anything for him? All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Happy holidays to you all.
Good night, stay safe.
All right. All right, anybody else for public comment?
I have a
Okay.
question.
Come on up.
Yes, I will say my name. Name is Sharon Dillon, 52 Church Street. I wanted to know if, like, Todd takes care of our town and things that are messed up or what he has to foul things on people. Is there anybody else on the borough that can do that also, or they have to report to Todd?
I'll let him officially answer.
Are
that,
you,
but-
you're referring to like the citation? Yeah.
Whatever.
He is, okay. Because we have state police, they cannot enforce our local ordinances. You have to, it basically, Todd has to do that as zoning officer, codes enforcement officer. He is the one that is designated by council to do that.
So
That's
no
correct.
one else on council can do that?
No.
Okay, that's what I want to know. Thank you.
Well, they can say something to Todd, so Todd.
Well, yeah, I know they can, yeah. But I just wonder if anybody else could, you know.
I mean, I will, as far as borough ordinances, as the mayor, yes, I can enforce them
Okay.
and file.
Yes,
We choose to use Todd. As far as zoning, by state statute, even though, yes, I am overseeing zoning, I cannot be the zoning officer by state statute. So I cannot enforce zoning regulations, even though technically, yes, I guess I would oversee that department.
See, that's civil enforcement.
Yeah.
Zoning civil enforcement, and the municipality's planning code specifically
Yeah.
says that power vested in
No.
the zoning officer.
And no elected official can
Right.
hold that power.
Because see, technically, if Todd makes a decision and the borough council disagrees with the decision he makes, like he issues a permit, the borough can appeal his decision to the zoning hearing board, just like a private property owner can. And he is supposed to exercise independence. Now, there are a lot of municipalities where they'll say to the zoning officer, well, we think this or we think that. I've always discouraged that because it should be he should have an independent, he being whoever the zoning officer is, should have the independent ability to make that decision. Because there are appeals processes either way for anyone who's aggrieved by a decision.
Anybody else? Okay. We will go to the 2026 budget.
All right, everyone's had a chance to look at that since last month. We talked about it briefly. It has been legally advertised in the newspaper for public inspection on 2 different dates. No one's approached me about reviewing it, which isn't uncommon, but it is on the borough's website, so I'm assuming somebody may have looked at it there as well. But it has been legally advertised. So unless there's any questions or follow-up from last month, you just need to approve it by motion.
Is there any questions on it? Okay. I'll take a motion to approve it or not.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mark,
Second.
second by Deb. Motion by Mark to approve the budget, second by Deb. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Now, the resolution for taxes, pretty much. The real estate tax, we didn't change it, right?
Correct.
So just need a motion to approve that if everybody's good with taxes staying the same.
Amen.
I will make a motion to approve resolution number 2025-04, setting the rate at 1.2 mils.
Motion by Greg,
Second.
second by Gary. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Anything else on the budget? That's it. Engineers report from South Street.
Yeah, everything's been done. The engineer, I reached out to him after last meeting. He hasn't gotten back to me with anything. That's still an outstanding issue. All the loose stone was cleaned up the following day after the last meeting. And the final invoices we've already approved. The contract price was $118,050, and it came in under contract price at $109,258.07. So there's no action required. Just want to report that's done and will come off the agenda.
Anything else for the engineer from anybody? All right, solicitor's report.
Okay, nothing at all new on the mediation. And as I indicated in the email I sent out, we had a relatively significant decision last week by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court concerning our requirements of putting matters on the agenda before a meeting. And what happened in that case, I've been watching this case as it's gone up through the courts. They had a situation where a school board approved a collective bargaining agreement that wasn't on the initial meeting agenda. And what happened was they had their agenda scheduled, and during the day, the teachers' union approved it. So then they decided to bring it up that evening rather than wait a month and so they followed the rules under subsection E. They did a majority vote to change the agenda and took action on it. It wasn't a de minimis matter because, of course, it involved public financing because of the contract. And it went to court on the grounds that this change to the agenda section was not a standalone section and only arose as a procedure for the 3 other exceptions, which were emergency business, business arising within 24 hours of the meeting and being very minor in nature, and business issues brought up during the meeting in public comment. But what the court held was that this changes to the agenda section was a standalone exception, and therefore, if something is not on the agenda, the board, being Borough Council, may vote to have the matter brought before the, added to the agenda, and then take action on it. And then what has to happen is that we have to make a notation on the agenda and publish it on the website that it was changed and action was taken. Was a 4-3 decision by the Pennsylvania Supreme Court. Not surprisingly, the boroughs and the townships sided in favor of this. The Newspapers Association and others were not happy with it, so right now that's the law. Now, obviously, the legislature, if they don't think it's appropriate, can change it, but, we don't have to have recess meetings anymore if a matter comes up. Even though it's legal, I certainly would caution council not to do something unless it's extremely significant. I think it's still a matter of good government that we stick to the agenda unless there's a significant and compelling reason to add something to the agenda. So that's it for me unless anybody has any questions.
I just want to mention about the mediation. I talked to the sewer authority and to the chair as well as the solicitor. They have not heard anything for a long time, so unless council has any objections, I'm going to take that off the agenda until it arises again, so.
Any problems with that coming off the agenda? Okay.
Sorry.
No, anything else for Mike? Zoning and codes?
Everyone has a copy of the report. It's getting to be the time of the year when things are slowing down a little, the grass isn't growing. And so if anyone has any questions, please let me know. The other thing is, I just wanted to report, we had the zoning hearing for 3537 for a third dwelling unit, and that was the day after the last council meeting. And after hearing a good bit of testimony, I think that lasted, it was an hour and a half, 2 hours, it was a while. The zoning hearing board voted to deny that application, so it'll remain as a two-family property. So.
Would it be time now that I would say something and, no, at the end? Thanks.
I do have two questions, and this is more of a procedural transparency. On the zoning report, Todd, is there a possible, we all know that most of the zoning enforcement is by complaint. Is there any way we can maybe put, we don't have, of course, we don't want to know, we don't need to know who complained, but if it was a phone call, if it was a visual, just for my knowledge and some transparency, means,
Whether it was complaint or whether it was observed by me.
Yes,
No, I don't have a problem with that.
I think.
Is there any problem with that, Mike?
No, and there is actually in the Open Records Act, I believe there is actually an exception that precludes us from having to tell who a complainant is on any civil or criminal
Yeah,
case.
I mean,
But it doesn't hurt to put down that it was by complaint or by observation, yeah.
Whether it was from a resident or, even anybody on Borough Council, that was one thing. And a second thing that I'm going to bring up just because I said I would. As we all know, when Todd, and this is not anything against Todd, I think the value that he provides in this position is unmatched for the value we're getting. I would like council to think about, the position was always supposed to be a temporary position for Todd. And I have no problem if council decides to change that, but I think there's a lot of people out there that still assume it's only a temporary position. I would like, I think, and because nothing ever official was changed in that matter. So, council, if you want to sit on that and think about it for next month, when we have new members present, like I said, it's nothing against Todd. I think the value that we are receiving is unmatched. We all know that the difficulty in, if we would ever look to replace that position at any time, we are not going to get the value for what we're paying now in anybody else. So, just, council, if they choose to do so, just make that motion. I would urge them to make it a permanent move. That is all. And again, Todd, it's nothing against you, and
I think we had this conversation before, and it won't hurt my feelings at all.
I totally understand, and like I said, the value for, what we're paying is unmatched, but again, there is a lot of rumbling still out there that the position was only ever supposed to be temporary. So, again, I did what I said I was going to do and bring up, and how council chooses to move forward in that is up to them.
I'm just gonna say that the zoning officers that we had before were not half as experienced as Todd is.
And that's
And so
why,
you're talking about value, it's not only value, but experience. We are so fortunate to have Todd.
and
And I
I,
would agree that it would be good to make it a permanent position for him if that's an issue that people are feeling.
so, again, that's something that I think can be brought up when new members are seated next month.
And again, if you want to appoint someone else as the permanent full-time, that's fine. I was looking for something else and stumbled across the minutes when I was appointed back in 2021. I saw in the minutes I was also appointed as assistant zoning, and I didn't remember that. And I don't know the reason for people being concerned whether it's temporary or permanent. A violation's a violation, and I would think regardless of who the zoning or codes officer is, it's still gonna be a violation. But, so, I do not mind at all, because I can certainly use those hours elsewhere. So, I appreciate the support from everyone as well.
Yeah, and Mike, is there a time limit on the word temporary?
No, not really.
Thank you.
It can be there until something permanent comes along.
Okay.
Comments? Everybody good?
So does that mean you would start training somebody now?
If you find someone, I'm more than happy to help train them. But
I don't think that in the years that I sat on this council, that things have been so organized, outlined, and been cleared up in the manner that they are in the last several years.
And that's, my support is,
The efficiency is, like Cheryl says, sometimes, so you get more bang for your buck, but you don't know what you're getting if you go outside and look in other directions, and we've done that before. But that's just my feeling.
Cost was still, we put our budget in like 2 months for the whole year.
Yep.
When we went outside.
But I think we all learned a lot, in the last, since Todd's been handling this, things that were needed to be clarified have been worked through, bumps in the roads, but we all, I think, are a little more knowledgeable because of what he brings to the table.
I can tell you from my experience in other municipalities that just about everybody, other than Red Lion, has outside consultants that they've hired. The cost is significantly more. You have the issues with, constituent service of people getting calls back timely, which we ran into here, and you don't hear those complaints like you did.
and that's, and again, I think the transparency on the zoning report on how those enforcement issues come about will be helpful as we all, like I said, I think it gives us a number too on an actual statistic on how many are actually complaint based on visual inspection, and like I said, I fully, understand the value that Todd provides this borough and the council, and that's, again, it's not a knock on Todd, and I would hope council would make a, sound, decision in that, but again, it's something that I said I would bring up, and I'm following through what I told some people that had concerns.
Yeah, well, and I like how you ended that, the first time you said it was, we're looking at new council next month.
Yep,
Reorganized.
I think, yep.
Yep, that
we had
would
agenda
definitely,
item at that point.
maybe, yeah, and it might not have to be settled that night, maybe
Yep.
things could be discussed
Yep.
and talked about there with,
Exactly
with the people moving forward that the town elected.
You're exactly right. So, I just, want to bring that up for everybody's, thinking in the next month or two.
All right, anything else for zoning and codes?
No.
All right, fire company, I do not see them. Anybody got anything from them?
Other than, I believe Santa is the 20th?
23rd.
23rd, yep.
Thank you. Through the borough, so.
Yep. All right.
Uh,
6:30.
Yeah, thank you.
And then I think pizza down at the fire hall afterwards again.
Yep.
All right, Parks and Rec.
I believe everybody received the full report. I just want to highlight a couple, 4 things on here. The opening of registration for the YMCA branch at Spring Grove is going to be starting after January 1st, 2026. Tree lighting at Spring Grove is December the 4th, this Thursday, approximately 6:15. The Santa event at Little Creek Park is scheduled for December 12th from 5 to 7. And the playground committee has not met since the last time. Will we be meeting next week, December the 10th, to discuss proposals, choosing a vendor, and keeping things moving so Kate can move forward with a grant in 2026.
Can I put something else on your guys' plate? Have we ever gotten anything in writing from York County Parks? I think it would be wise to try to get them to put something in writing, especially now that there is a new parks director or acting parks director. Teddy Fisher took over. Again, it was something that I thought of last month that, we all know the previous parks director was behind it, but.
So what would you like to have in writing?
About that they're okay with us using the property and that they're gonna take care of the maintenance. I mean, all that's been my understanding's only been word of mouth. I mean, we would hope they would
Yeah.
stand by that, but,
So far, they're taking care of all the engineering costs,
okay,
and it's in their ballpark to give us a maintenance agreement.
okay. I mean, that's fine, as long as, I just wasn't sure, I would hope, that both of them were on board. I mean, Teddy was the previous assistant, so I would assume he would have been kept in the loop of what was going on. Again, it was just something that came to my mind last month, especially, I think since it's kept local within, we won't have a problem, but if the county decides to bring somebody else in from the outside, who knows what could happen.
That's all I have.
All right, unfinished business. Fiber line,
Yeah, it's something to have. I'm trying to get an update because it's been quite a while. I didn't get a call back, so I'm hoping for the January meeting, I'll make contact, have an update on what's going on with the fiber optics line on the trail. Then the other 2 items I just put on really just as reminders so we don't lose them. I know Doug was going to be checking with Trail Towns.
Yep.
And I reached out to Med Ed, it's still in their engineering, I guess they're waiting to get money from their new tax hike that starts today, their new rate hike. But, so hopefully we have some good news for January that they'll be ready to put it up, or maybe it'll even be up, I don't know. So that's it and then the last one I can hit too. Vacancies, we still have 1 vacancy formally open on the zoning hearing board and 2 on the planning commission. The zoning hearing board, I'm thinking we might have an appointment available for January, and he said I can mention it, but Greg is going off of council, but he said he thinks he might be interested in going on the zoning hearing board, Greg Bonas. So he'll let us know for sure before the next meeting.
Okay. All right, new business, the meeting dates.
Yeah, as you know, it's a reorganization meeting coming up here in January, the first Monday. If you remember 2 years ago, I also have another reorganization meeting that night, and that's my main bread and butter. So what we did 2 years ago, we met at 5 o'clock, did just our reorganization part of the meeting. And then on Thursday, at 7 o'clock, we reconvened for our regular business meeting for January. Then all the other dates are in line with the exception for Labor Day in September. So just wanted to get an approval from council for me to advertise these meeting dates.
What is the one at Labor Day? I think we had a problem. with
Would
sometime
be
with one of them.
Thursday, it actually will, both of these will be before Labor Day, but it's the first Thursday. Thursday, September 3rd,
Okay,
and then in 27 would be Thursday, September 2nd.
Your, yeah, and then your 2027 dates, your January, you have 5 PM for January.
Oh, yeah, thank you
Should
for,
be 7,
yeah,
right?
you're right.
Yep, okay.
Copy and paste always gets me in trouble.
I did speak with Doug about the reorganizational meeting, and I'll have Teresa come to the meeting to swear him in and do all the residency affidavits, and then he can swear council in. The other thing we discussed is if they, whoever the tax collector is, we can have that person come in also. I understand that's still undecided.
Well, there is a name, but again, when I talked to you today, I didn't,
Okay.
I knew there was somebody that had write-ins, but I couldn't bring it up, but yeah, there
Well,
is somebody.
that
as far as-
person brings their certificate of election and presents it, that's what we need. But if that person wants to come to the meeting also and get sworn in, we'll take care of everything at one time.
If you want, I'll reach out to Kathleen.
I don't, if
Yeah,
you.
I'll reach
have
out to her.
these two, please.
want a motion to advertise the meeting dates?
Yes, please.
So just so I'm straight, for the January 27th, you're okay to have that meeting straight through that night for reorganization?
27, we don't reorganize.
We don't really.
Yeah.
That's just every 2 years?
Every other year, yeah.
Boroughs do it every other year after
Yeah.
an election. Townships
So
do it
January
every year.
4th, Monday will be at 7.
So your township does not reorganize that night either?
No.
Okay.
They should. It's every year. Townships have to do it every year, remember?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah. Let me check, I think they do.
You might be right, but I don't think we did, that last year.
I thought that, unless they changed it, I thought townships had to do it
Yeah.
every year.
No, we only do it every 2 years.
No.
Can we, if we have to switch that time?
Yeah.
in
All I'm gonna
in
do,
September
all I'm
of
gonna
this year?
advertise now is 26 anyway. I'm not gonna advertise 27
All right.
until the end of 26, so if we need to adjust that when we can.
Todd, did you touch on the sidewalks and the lights? Or did I
Yeah.
completely?
Yeah.
Touched on both.
It's still in engineering unfortunately, but yeah.
First Monday of January of each year.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, we meet the first Wednesday, so I guess that's what they're going by.
Well, and truthfully, New Salem used to always do it on Tuesday. It's a shall that kind of means you should.
Yeah.
There's no sanctions if you don't,
Yeah.
but.
Anybody have a problem with the dates and the times?
Yeah, let's just authorize the 26 dates for tonight, just to avoid any hassle.
I make a motion to move forward with advertising the 26 dates for Borough Council meetings.
Motion by Bill, second by Deb, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Now, the resolution.
Want to talk about that?
Yeah, I was contacted by John Miller, Springfield Township Solicitor, and they just wanted to have a formal intergovernmental agreement with us for the work that they do with the mowing and the plowing and establish the rates. So we put together a resolution authorizing an intergovernmental agreement, and then the intergovernmental agreement itself, Todd, you can talk about the pricing, what the cost is, and it does not appear to be any increase over what they had before.
It's not, the pricing is all the same. And
It's
that's
just
part of it,
basically
too.
formalizing it, which is a good idea in case, one of their people would get hurt or anything like that, to show that it's been legally authorized by most municipalities, mostly for workers' comp and for the auditors.
Questions Not, I will take a motion to approve resolution 2025-05 with Springfield Township.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Greg,
Second.
second by Mark. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
So that action just authorized you to enter into the agreement, so you'll need an actual motion to actually approve the agreement.
Which we should have did first.
Well, that's one of those chicken before the egg or the egg before the chicken.
Yeah, it doesn't-
Well, no, because you're authorizing you to enter into this.
Yeah, so technically it does.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
So we authorized to enter into it.
Yep, so now you need
And now we need to
action to
authorize-
actually, to
I
accept
wanna- I
the
wanna-
agreement.
To accept the agreement.
Yep.
I make a motion that we approve the authorized resolution for Springfield Township.
Agreement, you mean.
Agreement, the agreement,
Yeah.
right. Motion by Bill to enter the agreement. Second, I'm sorry, I started talking. Second by Greg. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. Any other new business from anybody? Well, we can't. Just talk about that. Treasurer's report.
I don't have anything special unless there's any questions from the council.
Any questions? On any of them? If not, take a motion to approve, accept, and file statement for audit, and the treasurer to pay any regular bills over the next month.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mark. Second by Gary. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Okay. Audit report.
Finally, they got the 2024 audit report done. I initially emailed to you the link to the audit report. That's on the DCED website, but later that day, I think it was on Saturday, the auditor emailed me the actual formal audit report. So I emailed that to you as well in PDF format. I don't know if anyone had a chance to look over, if you have any questions, concerns. And that'll be posted on the website as
Were there
well.
any findings?
None that I saw, no.
no negative findings at all. Everything is in order.
And then that'll be posted for everybody to view.
Yeah, I'll post this on the website as well.
All right. Anything else as treasurer?
No.
All right, secretary's report.
Couple just quick things here. Okay, I just want to, there's a couple things I followed up with council by email since the last meeting. Two of them we already talked about, South Road to Loose Stone and the zoning hearing board decision. But want to let you know, those travel out Church Street probably saw that the solar panel's been put back up on the speed radar sign. The last I looked, it was working. I assume it still is, so that was done. Got a letter here from the Valley Tavern. They are again sponsoring the Seven Valleys Borough Christmas Light Decoration Contest. I believe I emailed this to you as well. Judging will take place on Thursday, December 11th at 6 o'clock. It'll be the owners, Terry and Meg, and then 2 random non-residents will do the judging. And there will be 3 prizes. First place is $100, second is $75, and third place is $50. So you still have time to decorate if you didn't yet. And then the last thing that I have is I provided this information to our soon-to-be new council member, Andrew, but this information or these workshops, they're really good courses, even if you've been on council for 20 years. I know I've always found that you go, there's always something maybe that changed in the law, you learn something new. But they're always a great opportunity to network and like I said, learn something new. So I did email all of this as well. Most of it, I think, I believe 2 of the 3 are webinars. 1 is in person. So if anyone's interested, just let me know and I'll get you registered.
Yep, and then for you can reach out to the female that takes care of it for the State Association of Boroughs. The borough is a member, so a lot of them are free for us to take. I mean, or very low prices. We are a member of the State Association. She can set you up with your own account as well. So anytime you want to go on and register, you know, yourself when you see them. But again, you know, and you don't have to be present at the time of the course at those webinars. So if you sign up, you will get a link in the email to go back and preview it at any time then. So.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it.
Mayor's report?
I do have something about our bridge here. So about 2 weeks ago, the public relations arm for York County reached out to the Valley Tavern about using their parking lot to have a press conference. It actually was supposed to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's my understanding they are in the process of, they're going to put an overhead avoidance system for the bridge. They can't provide me any information about this. They basically are talking about the bar across with the hanging chains. I tried to get some more information I guess it would have been last Saturday when me and Cheryl were at the Boroughs Association banquet. The county engineer got to me and she was talking to me about this and invited me, at that time, you know, the press conference was still going on, she invited me to it. My understanding is the county is trying to jump the gun on this because they think other parties are trying to take credit. It's my understanding, you know, this has been a pet project for Commissioner Buford to try to get something done here, something to hang his hat on. But again, they have no permits from PennDOT. They have no clue where it's going to go. They don't understand, they couldn't provide me with how they're going to detour people. When I talked to Senator Phillips Hill, she had no clue anything about it. Multiple members of the state have no clue what's going on. Again, this is a pet project that, you know, while we all would like to see something done, you know, it's not being thought out completely, or information is not being shared freely, you know. But then as of, I guess it was last week, they all of a sudden decided to cancel it. So we don't know exactly what's going on, but something is in the works. Nobody knows.
Who was having the press conference? The county?
York County.
Okay.
York County, but again, you know, they have not contacted any property owners about right-of-ways or anything. Again, they couldn't provide me with details how they're going to detour. I said, so are you putting one on both sides? And they said, no, we're only doing it going south. And I said, well, just as many trucks hit it coming north, and of course they only got reportable crash data to use, but again, this is all in the works. The press conference has been canceled to an undetermined date. But again, this is, I think, a pet project that he's trying to hang his hat on, and it sounds like the county is trying to beat people to the punch. Don't know what that means, but it doesn't seem like the state knows anything about it or anything else. So as soon as I know more, everybody else will know too. But I thought that was interesting how, you know, we go from all of a sudden, you know, let's have a press conference to now let's slow down and back up a little bit. But again, once I know more, I will keep everybody informed.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. 4 liens still.
Yep.
EDUs, we talked about sewer.
Yeah, we're back to 2 since
Yep.
35, 37. No longer has need.
Nothing from the sewer report that probably would have been talked about.
The only thing I want to mention is just that the deadline was November 30th to submit the grant application for the local share account, the statewide. I did get that submitted. So all I can say now is cross your fingers and your toes and everything else. It's a very competitive grant. Working with the Sewer Authority and Dave Davidson, the application was submitted to replace the existing Church Street pump station and also construct a new pump station on Valley Road. When you get out to the end of, I'll call it Church Street, Valley Road goes up the hill and Gladfire Station to the left. About halfway up that hill somewhere is where they would put it. And the total cost of that is budgeted at $994,000. So
Is that what?
cross your fingers.
What was the grant for, applied for?
$994,000. There's no match required through this program.
That's exciting.
So,
That's all, yeah.
So-
you gave a pretty good recommendation.
Yeah,
Some
yes.
Sort of letter to
Yeah.
hopefully press that forward.
and this is one of those, through DCD, especially LSA grants, I've had some dealings with them before, and they schedule that they're going to consider awards at such and such a date. So don't be surprised. I won't be surprised if it's 6-8 months before we hear anything. I've seen it go out, they drag it out a year. So anyway, I'll keep an eye on that, and hopefully we get some good news.
Anything
That's
else?
all I have.
Mike, you got anything for us?
Nothing else other than Merry Christmas to everyone.
I just have a question. I've been looking at the Seven Valleys Facebook page on occasion, and it says official, and all of a sudden I'm seeing like advertisements for birthday parties and hairdoing and all this type of stuff. Can you stop that from being on the official Seven Valleys?
That's on that group page, Todd. I mean, I guess they could be deleted. I mean, I don't know what,
Set up keywords.
yeah, and I
Like
mean,
ductwork and stuff
yeah,
like
and
that.
and then, I mean, we can also put them on terms of use, probably no solicitation or any kind of business, not that it's gonna stop it, but I mean, it's,
Well, you
just so
could-
it's gonna be
Surprised to see
You
deleted.
could also have the admin approved.
Right, go to the
For
admin
all,
first.
Yeah,
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean,
we'll take a look at that,
You know,
yeah.
maybe it doesn't bother anybody else, but it bothered me, so I say something.
Is that it, Cheryl?
Once again, this year, I have 2 free conferences for first-time attendees. So I was thinking of Andrew, actually. I'll talk to you later about that, but if anybody else is interested, I'm going to offer them to the rest of the boroughs in the area, probably in March.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Doug?
no, sir.
Gary?
No.
Mark? Greg?
No.
Yep.
Nothing.
All right. All right, we'll open back up for public comment.
Tina Stiles, and I'm here on behalf of the zoning hearing we had on, or for 3537 Church Street. Yes, it was denied. At that time, it was brought to our attention that the applicant had previously hooked up that little house to the sewer system. So I just want to make you aware that it is hooked up. I think I would recommend that it be taken apart. I guess, I don't know who would have to look into it.
Yeah, if it's an accessory building, like say it was a garage, and they just had a bathroom in, they can do that for the, but if they're gonna have that second dwelling, or that third, in that case. Yeah.
The issue.
So can we hook up?
Yeah, now, the only thing is, it does have a full kitchen and everything
Yeah,
in.
yes, there's kitchen
So I
and a
think we had
bathroom.
talked about that before. That had to be
It's an
removed.
issue with the sewer authority's regulations. If it is not being used as a standalone dwelling unit, it's okay. if somebody, again, we can't have it as a standalone dwelling unit. That's what was denied. But if it's being used by the same family and simply somebody wants to be able to go to the bathroom when they're in the garage or something like that, it's a question for them because there's only a single EDU for that property.
Well, it's two.
No, but I mean, for that side.
side,
there's
the
only
side
for
that it'll be hooked to,
Yeah,
whichever
each
side it'll be
side of
hooked
the
to.
duplex has one, and that can't have a standalone EDU.
Does
That's
it
the
make
whole
a
point.
difference if it's the bathroom and other stuff hooked up, or is it just, I'm not sure exactly what he hooked up.
Well,
I think the issue is if there's anybody living there.
Oh.
there's a zoning issue as to whether it's a standalone dwelling unit. There's a sewer issue as to whether or not whatever's being done needs a separate EDU. So it's a two-part issue, both for Todd and for the sewer authority to look at.
I just hate to let it go. I just wanted you to be aware of it because 10 years down the road, when we're not
Same
here, or we're
problem
not, you know
again.
what I mean? It could be opened up and somebody could live in it.
I'll talk to the sewer authority about the kitchen. I
Yeah, I
thought
thought it was
was
something to do with the kitchen, had something to do with their standards.
It's your definition of a dwelling unit.
Yeah.
Kitchen, bathroom, sleeping, all in one constitutes a separate dwelling
Yeah.
unit by definition. You can't have all three.
Yeah.
I think when that first started, they were saying that they were going to put a bathroom in and have a kitchen for when relatives came in to stay for the weekend or whatever, rather than staying in their house. So it wasn't that there was a family living there, might be there for the weekend and then they would leave. And also, if they wanted to have it as a summer kitchen, they could, because they would be using it, not a standalone person.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So I don't know what the case is right now, but that's how it was first explained when they were talking about putting the bathroom in there.
Yeah, it was.
Somebody lived in
Somebody
that
lived there.
originally, way back before sewer.
Yes, before sewer. but now
Yeah, so it was
after
already,
sewer.
all that was already in there.
Right.
But
After
there hasn't
sewer.
been nobody living in that since then. No, it's just been vacant
Because I
storage.
tried to say that at the zoning thing, that when Tom Gladfelder left in 1964, okay, to build his house on Waters Hatchery, he lived in that house all them years. And then when he built that house on Waters Hatchery, nobody ever lived in it again. Nobody. And I tried to explain that, and the lawyer kind of shut me down because nobody has ever lived in that after Tom left. But it was always a bathroom, kitchen, living room, bedroom, because he moved there when he got married.
I just wanted to convey so that you guys knew. And also, like everyone else, probably got a phone call from Penn Waste regarding, we need to contact them and let them know what size containers we want. Question came to my mind. Is it, the price is the same, it doesn't matter what size container?
No?
The price is not the same.
It's like $7 difference.
$3.
Yeah, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm the one who pays it, I gotta know.
I'll put something on the website and Facebook page too.
Okay, we're supposed to call them back and let them know what size, because they're gonna deliver them and start using them as of January
Is
1st.
there a default container they go to if nobody?
The large one.
Large one?
Big one,
Okay.
yeah.
That's it, thanks.
There are 32s and 96s?
That sounds right.
What about the message they sent, you want to say something about, they're gonna get something from Penn Waste?
And there's
Yeah.
about
Is that what they're getting from Penn Waste? Is
about a
that,
$12 difference.
yeah,
Yeah, they'll be getting that.
Okay.
We'll keep that, so if you want to just
Yeah.
let them know, they'll be getting information.
We have big ones now.
Yeah, well, we will,
We will, but it's comparable to trash.
yeah.
I have a question about the recycle real quick.
yeah.
Jessica Vallis, 22 Cherry Street. Are we allowed to still use our existing bins? Like, if I have like just a small amount of trash, can I still wheel out my bin, or is it, I have to use theirs because they lift it?
You're going to use the lift.
Okay, that's no problem.
My experience where I put the little bins beside the big bin, because it says unlimited, they don't pick the little bin up.
Okay, just wanted to check.
Save yourself some aggravation and use the big bin, then they have to.
I have a new yard waste bin then.
Any other public comment? Okay. Thanks, everybody, for coming.